I'm not getting Diablo 2 Resurrected, and in this video I'm going to tell you why that is, what is Diablo 2 Resurrected, who I think should get Diablo 2 Resurrected, what I think Blizzard should do, and what I think Blizzard should have done instead of this release. So what is Diablo 2 Resurrected? Basically, it's the official reskin slash remaster of Diablo 2 with some quality of life things added, as well as a few things removed. And I'm not going to get into everything removed and every quality of life change, but for example, stuff like e-bugging and weapon switch glitch is removed from Diablo 2 Resurrected. Another thing that's removed that I kind of personally use is the TCP slash IP join game thing. That's removed in Diablo 2 Resurrected. The last couple of times I've actually played Diablo 2 I was just going on the D2 GA server. You're gonna see a video of me on that now. Basically, it's just this custom Battle.net server where you can just make whatever build you want. It's a lot of fun. It's just about dueling. But you wouldn't be able to necessarily join it straight away on Diablo 2 Resurrected. Maybe they already have a server on there, but basically you'd have to go through the list of servers and find it that way. So you can't just join it from the homepage like how I do on Diablo 2 right now. Now, Diablo 2 Resurrected, obviously they redid the graphics and they do look amazing, and you can scale this game up to 4K apparently, which is one of the things that Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction obviously lacks. Don't quote me on this, but I believe you can only go up to like 800 by 600 or something, and back in the day if you had like an old computer, it would just full screen and it wouldn't really be a problem. Nowadays, if you want to play in full screen, there are steps you can do, like you can download Video Glide wrapper thing. But one thing I will say, I do make music and stuff like that. The audio, it sounds like they just used the original game audio. They didn't actually redo the audio. They just like added effects to it, or you know, like processed it or something. It sounds like they're using the exact same sounds when I listen to it. It doesn't sound like they're using any different instruments or, you know, like they've actually redone anything like that. It sounds like it's exactly the same. Now, it is possible that they had all the same sound projects or whatever, and all they did was, you know, make it sound a little bit nicer and obviously more of a 3D sound, because in more modern single-player games, there's like the 7.1 speaker output option, so that's probably what they did. All they did was just make it accessible to those users. So if you have a 7.1 speaker setup, whether it's headphones or actual speakers, you'll be able to utilize that. And another thing Diablo 2 Resurrected has, which is kind of interesting to me, is the ability to like switch back and forth between, you know, the original Diablo 2 / Lord of Destruction to Diablo 2 Resurrected graphics. So I'm actually looking at gameplay that is 1 day old, and they still have that. I didn't know if that was just a beta feature, but I'm thinking, what if there's a way to like get out of bounds with this feature? You know, like in Diablo 2 Resurrected, you have this huge, massive screen, and obviously in the original Lord of Destruction or whatever, it's just like this tiny little square. So I wonder if there's some out of bounds glitch waiting to happen there. So before we get into why I'm personally not getting the game and what I think Blizzard should do about some of the things about Diablo 2 Resurrected, and what I think they actually should have done instead of this whole project altogether, I want to talk about who I think should actually get this game. Now, there's definitely some people who should consider getting this game. Obviously, Diablo 2 is an awesome game, and now you can play it on any modern console, I assume. And if you've actually never played Diablo 2, then this is a great opportunity. You might as well just buy the game, because at this point, I mean, you might as well just get this remastered version. Now let's get into why I personally am not buying Diablo 2 Resurrected. So first off, let me just say that yes, I was invited to play the beta, but no, I didn't even really end up playing it. I did stay in the loop of what Diablo 2 Resurrected is. During that time, I watched gameplay, I read some posts. I wasn't too interested in it. Obviously, there was the opportunity to make content, But I mean, there was only 2 acts at that time. I don't know. I just wasn't that interested, and it didn't seem like, since I'm not like a Diablo 2 oriented channel per se, even though I do have a lot of Diablo 2 videos, that it was going to be anything of interest on my channel. So I kind of just ignored it at that time. But first, let's talk about the price of Diablo 2 Resurrected. It's $40. $40 is the price of a brand new game that came out. Okay, maybe it's around like $50 to $60 nowadays, but like $40, if I'm spending $40, I expect to have like the new World of Warcraft expansion with tons of new content, or you know, like a brand new single player game that just came out, not a reskinned game from 20 years ago. And just so you know, I don't think they actually remade the audio. I think they just reprocessed it so it could play back properly on 7.1 speakers. Like, I think they just had the original like project of the music, and they just exported it in like a different way, and maybe like, you know, reprocess some of the sounds, because now they have, you know, better audio workstations these days. But really my main reason is that I feel like for me it's a waste of money, because not only do I feel like I'm not going to get much content out of the game, 2, I feel like the game's probably going to die off pretty quickly. So if you are a content creator and you didn't get the game for free like Mr. Llama, or you're not being paid to play this game, it's probably not worth your time, for the sake of content, that is. And like I said, there's no new content added to this game. They've actually taken some stuff away. Now, I did read they might change some of the rune words or add rune words, but is that really worth $40? I mean, I could just download a mod with the dumbest rune words ever and like be surprised. Like, I'd have no idea what's going on in this game, and that's for free. I don't have to spend a single penny. So to sum up why I'm really not getting Diablo 2 Resurrected, I think it's too expensive, and it just seems like a waste of time for myself. Like, I've already played Diablo so many times. Why would I want to spend $40 on the exact same game when I already have it? Now let's move on to what I think Blizzard should do right now to make things just a little bit better. I think they should just change the price of Diablo 2 Resurrected, like the standalone Diablo 2 Resurrected, to $9.99. Still, that's kind of like a lot for someone who already has Diablo, but that is way better than $40. Like, I understand a lot of people, you know, worked on remastering the game, and they should be compensated. I understand all that. And then they could reduce the price of that whole bundle with the Diablo 3 and all that stuff to like $35 or, you know, $30 or something like that. So it is still like a deal to actually buy that bundle, because like you get, you know, the Diablo 3 expansion, the cosmetics, and all that for like $30, $35. That is actually worth it, because Diablo 3 straight from the Blizzard shop is about $20. And I think it's the same with the expansion. So you get a bit of a deal, and it's just like a good bundle. I feel like that is a way better price, but I can't speak for Blizzard on that. But another thing I think they should do with the price is, if you have the original Diablo 2 CD key, which you can just get from your Battle.net, you can paste that in as a promo code or, you know, something, and if you have the original Diablo 2, it's like 50% off. And then if you have Lord of Destruction CD key, that brings it to 66.6% off total. Like, wouldn't that be cool? 666 Diablo. It makes sense, right? It's only a couple bucks at that point, so you might as well buy it. Blizzard still makes a little bit of money. You get to play the remastered version for, I think, what it's actually worth. Now we're going to move into the last part of this video, which is what I think Blizzard should have done instead of this Diablo 2 Resurrected project. Now, in the past, they actually had like a Diablo 1 event inside Diablo 3. So you could go to the original Tristram. It was pretty cool. I think I actually played it. You're going to see a video of it on the screen here. But anyways, that kind of got me thinking, what if they remastered Diablo 1 and Diablo 2 and then put them into one game? Now, obviously, you're going to have to change like the items in Diablo 1 to be more like Diablo 2, or the other way around, whatever way Blizzard thinks is best or whatever. Basically, they would have to, you know, create some cinematics or edit some cinematics to make like the two games merge, because like basically the story is, in Diablo 1, once you kill Diablo, your character takes that stone and becomes Diablo. And then in Diablo 2, everyone's kind of chasing your old character down, and then, you know, that's like the story. It's kind of weird. Think about this. What about in Diablo 1, after you kill Diablo, so like pretty much like imagine just the normal Diablo 1 remastered. So after you kill Diablo, Diablo is going to have your gear, and based on the difficulty you're playing in or how many players are in your party when you're playing multiplayer in Diablo 2, that's going to determine how many spells of yours from Diablo 1 Diablo is allowed to cast. So Diablo's going to have his normal skill set, like that Inferno Fire Breath, like that Fire Ring, all that good stuff. But then he can also have stuff like Teleport. He can also have stuff like the Healing Spell. He can also have stuff like Flash. He can also have stuff like Guardian. He can also have stuff like Mana Shield. Just like crazy spells. But the awesome thing I had in mind is that it's always going to be like a random selection every time you fight Diablo. So let's say like on normal difficulty going into Diablo 2, he's going to have his skill set plus, you know, 2 to 3 of your spells. And if you have like 3 or more in your party, he has like 5 to 6 of your spells. Because in Diablo 1, you end up getting like 20 different spells. Or if you only have X amount of spells from your Diablo 1 character, it's just going to randomly pull a spell from Diablo 1 and add it to Diablo. So I think that would be pretty cool. So every single playthrough of this entire game, which, you know, may take up to like 50 hours. It's not going to be like a speed run where you can go from Diablo 1 all the way to Diablo 2 real quick, right? It's going to be, you know, a grind, and it might take like a whole week for you to beat if you play it every day, and I think that would be pretty awesome. But every single playthrough is going to be unique. You know, you could host lobbies and be like, come fight my Diablo. My Diablo is different than your Diablo, because my gear from Diablo 1 is X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? Maybe you won't be able to see the gear on him. We could also have like one of those pieces of gear drop from Diablo. Maybe have like a special buff or something. Maybe it like turns red or something, has like spikes coming out of it, because, you know, like Diablo is the devil and he was wearing it. That's just one of my ideas, and obviously that's a lot of work, and don't ask me to do that because I don't know how to make games or anything like that. But anyways, guys, that's my reasons for not buying Diablo 2 Resurrected. And honestly, it's a good remaster, so if you're interested in buying it, please don't let this video deter you from it. Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you think of the things I said, or join my Discord, which is also in the description, and send me a message and tell me what you think. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next one.